Hey Southwest Region, back with another QRT. This is Andrew Weiland from the West Valley Phoenix office. He just finished a push week over 10K, so that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks of sales over $10,000. So I thought I'd let him share with you some tips to having. It doesn't have to be a push week, but just tips to selling 10K in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, basically what I did was just figure out my goal for the week, break it down with my average order that I found on Vector Connect. Divided that, figured out how many appointments I needed to, figured out how many sales I needed to make, and based on my closing ratio, figured out how many appointments I needed to set. And once I had that number, I just made phone calls until I had those appointments set.
So phone calls every day, do you think?
Yeah, every day. One of the things that Jason Jeffrey inspired me to do, who I believe is leading the nation right now in sales this year, was just to make phone calls before and after every demo. To not waste any time during your day. So even if it's just 5 minutes and you can only make 3 phone calls, if you're able to book, one more demo or 2 more demos throughout your day, that's massive.
Still worth it.
Absolutely.
Now you said your sales ratio for this push was like 90%, 95%?
It was 95%, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And that was a lot higher than I had experienced before.
Okay.
Before this.
So one of your better percentage weeks,
Yeah.
I guess you'd say.
Absolutely.
So I had asked you before then, what were some differences as far as, like, do you see husband and wives together? Do you see wives alone because you do have such a good sales ratio? And you had said that you kind of feel them out. So can you explain that to us?
Yeah, I mean, on the phone, I asked questions like, hey, if you were to see something that you were interested today, would you be able to make that decision yourself, or would you need your husband to be there? And if they say they need their husband to be there, oh, okay, no problem, Mrs. Jones. Well, let's just find a time where you guys can both be there. If they say, no, of course I'd be able to buy something, I'd be like, great, awesome. Asking other questions like who does most of the cooking, even just on the phone, because definitely you don't want to waste your time just by booking a demo just to have a demo when you have no idea, when you can avoid a common objection of like having to talk to the husband or whatever. So do you do most of the cooking? Hey, do you make the decisions for the kitchen, or is that something you guys talk about together? Things like that.
That's a great question. I love that question. And then any phone tips, I guess, that because did you find that you had a pretty good setup ratio on the phone, or did you just have to make just massive calls to get?
Every day is different. I think that's why you should phone every day. But on the good days, yeah, I was definitely able to set up a lot of appointments. And when you're on, for whatever reason, whether it's the weather or the time of day or the time of the week, when I was really booking a lot of demos, I would just keep making phone calls. Sort of build on the momentum that I was generating.
Stay in that zone while
Yeah,
you got it,
absolutely.
right? Until it's too late.
It's so much easier.
Absolutely. And then, since you worked so hard, what do you think the perks are? Like, what are your favorite things about the position? What do you like?
Well, once you become an FSM, you're making half. So, I'll let you do the math. But that's a really big perk. Is definitely income. But I think more so, it's about hitting your goals. It's about saying, hey, this is what I commit to doing, and I'm not going to stop until I get there. And for me, I had my 2 biggest weeks ever so far in the business in order to do the 10K push that I just did. So that was a really good feeling to not know whether or not I was going to be able to hit my goals because I'd never done that before, but committing to them anyway and achieving what I set out to achieve.
I think you had mentioned earlier something about confidence too, helping your sales ratio.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can expand on that at all.
It's about momentum, which is why it's so important that when you're on a roll, you just keep going, because every sale leads to more confidence. And as you're walking, into, I remember, being very new and being nervous and like wondering, oh gosh, I wonder if I'm going to sell anything on this demo, or like, gosh, I really hope they buy something. And that mindset versus walking, through the door with a huge grin on your face, not only because you're happy to see Mrs. Jones and get to know her, but because she's going to buy something, is huge, and it's all about mentality.
Okay, so definitely have confidence. And if you don't have confidence,
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it, or I guess maybe go field training with people that are doing an awesome job, so that they can you can get it by osmosis or whatever. I don't know what you would call that. But,
that's huge. So. I'm a very visual person, so if you feel that you are as well, definitely go field training. Talk to your manager, talk to the top reps in your office. Everyone is willing to help everyone out in this business, and that's one of the great things about it. So take advantage of that.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Andrew, and we'll be back again with another QRT.